what's a perfect founder-led strategy in 2025?
Great question. You need to somehow figure out who you are going to be. So like you're one thing that I think is hard to acknowledge before you start doing this and seeing what works and the pattern of what's working and then like reinforcing what's working is like you have a finite amount of attention bandwidth in this public that you're creating a persona in. Hopefully it has to be authentic to you, because I don't think you're going to have to say polarizing stuff, and I don't think you can endure an emotional journey of just being polarizing for the sake of polarizing unless you believe it. But like you're going to have to come up with stuff that like is somewhat out there and people are going to hate you for, that is authentic to you, and like it needs to be a narrow band, because by you constantly reinforcing this story, by telling stories that reinforce that story from a bunch of different angles, you're creating this idea of who you are, right?
Yep.
So I got asked on the podcast, like, who are you? And I'm like, well, are you asking me who people think I am on LinkedIn? Yes, that was a question. It's like, well, I'm a bootstrap founder of a 25 million ARR SaaS startup that's building in public. That is a very conscious effort that I have made to reinforce that story for a year and a half or 2 years. Yeah. So it's like, I would say, I don't care if you're passionate about crypto. Like, I don't care if like, you know, you like food, right? You need to figure out what this thing is that you are going to build up in the mind of the market. And it can be a few disparate related things. Like mine's like, I'm kind of working on the pillars now, but like future of go-to-market, bootstrap versus VC, work in public, right? Yeah. Almost everybody, if you dug in deep, who reads my stuff, they'd say I stand for that stuff.
Yep.
I'd start with one of, have some experiments about what they could be, and then you'll eventually get something that hits, and just try to just write about only that from different angles over the course of like a year. And if you want to see the master at that, do a deep dive on Chris Walker. He has been talking about the same stuff. Go back and listen to all his LinkedIn stuff, all of his podcast stuff. He is the master at, you're reading a post and you're like, this is new, and then you're like, oh man, multi-touch attribution. Yeah, you got me, right? Like, but that's the game, right? Like you are creating a persona in the mind of the market. And like another huge mistake people make is they write ads in the form of LinkedIn posts. No one gives a fuck about what you're selling. I don't remember the last time I've written about our B2B. I still get unbelievable traffic from LinkedIn just having to visit my website link. And to the extent that I write the words RB2B, I have made it a character in the drama of my journey. And I'm bitching about it like it's my adolescent kid. Yeah. Why is the churn so bad? What can I do with the product? Like I'm kind of agitating the audience, goading them into like feeling smart and giving me advice or whatever, right? But like the whole like, oh, I saw this problem and then, we did this step and like, if you want to check out our platform, here's the link. It's like, dude, that's an ad. Like nobody wants an ad. Yeah. That is not what they're doing here, right? So like those two big things of like trying to figure out what you are and keeping in mind that like you are very actively creating a very narrow persona in the mind of the market, and then do not sell. Like just don't. If you're going to promote something, promote other media, right? Like event, promote an event, you're going to promote this, but that's kind of it, and I'm trying right now to pivot. So like now a bunch of people are talking about this building public stuff. I'm trying to like pivot it to like more, some of the best posts are like tactical, detailed data about campaigns that like no one is willing to reveal. So like, here is my LinkedIn ads dashboard. Here is the $10,000 I spent across 5 ads and like what they all did. Here's how I'm trying to like do more of that as the build in public rather than like, here's our revenue, like here's the quarter or whatever. You always got to be changing. So like that's going to be my attempt. And I think actually the YouTube thing plays really well with that, because some of the, like if you look at people's, like this guy, Greg Eisenberg's a great example. His podcast just blown up, like it's startup ideas, and then he brings people who do stuff with AI on. In all of his most popular posts, if you go popular videos, it's 2 heads and a screen of someone doing something, right? So like, I'm gonna keep doing my live show, but I'm gonna add a second show of like someone doing, it's like, watch this channel to figure out how to literally set up channels to grow your startup. When you watch this video, you will know how to run a LinkedIn thought leadership ad. That is what this is about, right? Like you will learn how to send cold emails. That's what it's about. So anyway, kind of a rant about how I'm trying to pivot